Hello and welcome back everyone to the Formula Jonah YouTube channel. Today we're here for the final episode of the Breaking Point series on the F1 2021 game. Instead of making separate videos on each of the remaining chapters, I decided to combine all the chapters into one video by starting off at chapter 10 and ending the series at chapter 16. So without further ado, let's get into chapter 10.
Casper Jackson is faster than you. We need you to let him pass. Do you copy, Casper? Let Jackson pass, please.
I don't understand.
You can have the place back if you can't pull away.
Is he landing quicker?
Yeah, he's behind you, Casper. Confirm you'll let him pass, please.
Look, he's not close enough.
Come on, Casper.
Casper, don't do this.
He's not faster.
This is a team order. Do you copy, Casper?
He's not faster.
The drama continues within the team. Our objective is to keep ahead of our teammate Aiden Jackson and to not let him by. In my opinion, this is not the best of moves, but it's what the game wants. So we have to hold back Aiden and try and defend as much as possible. This is one of those chapters where we're defending. So we're just going to kind of skim through this, and I'm going to show you these moments where Aiden almost got past. And this is one of those moments as we're going side by side down into turn 2, and I'm just about to keep ahead of Aiden. I'm going a little bit more defensive, but that's the way it goes as Aiden comes back on the final lap of the race and tries to overtake me. I outbrake myself, he comes back at me, but then I just about keep ahead and try and block him off as well. As I said, I went a little bit more defensive on this episode. So Hamilton wins the race, and we're going to come home to finish ahead of Aiden Jackson, and I'm sure the team will be a little furious with that one, including Aiden.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
You've got to ask yourself what is going on behind the scenes at Aston Martin. This rivalry between the two drivers, it's simply not going away.
You wonder how many more points they're going to squander. I think Aston Martin have got a real problem here that they need to deal with. I don't know how, but they've got to address it.
You think of what happened in Mexico last season. The two drivers took each other out of the race completely. How long before we see a repeat of that? As you so rightly say, Ant, something's clearly not right over there.
What was that? Hey!
He's leaving.
No! Just talk to me for once!
Just let go. Now back off!
Why do you have to be like this?
Oh, so I'm the problem!
You won't let me pass! You won't even talk to me!
You want respect, you give respect! That's how it works!
How about you give me a little respect?
How about you earn it first?
How am I supposed to do that? I'm all ears!
You give me space out there. What's your problem?
I'm trying to win.
Oh, and that makes you special?
You're a nightmare, Casper!
I'm fine. Well, you won't have to put up with me for much longer.
What's that supposed to mean?
I am sick and tired of all this. I'm done.
You're what?
I'm retiring.
Wait. What? Casper! Casper! Wait. What? Casper! Casper!
So huge drama at the team. A physical fight broke out between the two Aston Martin teammates. It got to pushing and shoving as well. And in that process, Casper Akkerman's retirement announcement has been leaked on social media. But we now head into round 11 and to the Austrian Grand Prix. So let's see what happens in this chapter.
Work to maintain tyre temperature, Casper?
Is the safety car for Aiden?
Aiden's had to come in. Now's a good time to catch up with the field.
Yeah, I'm trying.
So in this race, it's all going to be about recovery. We're going to have to make a recovery drive from a difficult start to the Grand Prix. Our teammate Aiden Jackson is out of the race either due to a crash or technical difficulty, and that effectively brought out the safety car. And so now we're going to have to make a recovery drive, make a lot of overtakes, and see what we can do. So the safety car is coming in this lap, and we're just going to get some old-fashioned racing here. No storyline in this particular race, but I just enjoy having some overtaking opportunities. So let's see what we can do. So we're about to make a move on Latifi. We got a much better exit out of the last turn, and so we're going to go side by side with the Williams driver coming into turn 1. We eventually get ahead of Latifi and move ourselves up into 18th. We eventually got past Mazepin, and now we're going to make a move on Ocon as soon as possible. I want to make these moves done as fast as possible, so we're going to go side by side with the Alpine and then try and go round the outside of him into this turn. We had the opportunity to go side by side with Russell, so I took it, and we're going to get ahead of the Williams just barely into turn 7 and 8, and we get ahead. So that's good there. We eventually made a few more overtakes, so that was good, and we're on the back of Leclerc coming into lap 13. He went defensive into the first turn, so we got a much better exit out of that one and got ahead of the Ferrari driver. And this, guys, is where I make a really good move. I'm going to try and go and make a move on Sainz, but then I have the opportunity to send it on Tsunoda, who's way up the field, and it actually worked out. I just made 2 overtakes with the dive bomb, and that seemed to work out beautifully. So we're up into P10, very helpful, and now we're going to try and make a move on Alonso and Gasly, and to do this, we have to go 3 wide, a little bit on the grass as well, so we get ahead of one, possibly ahead of the next car as well. I got a difficult exit, but that still doesn't stop me to go side by side with Alonso. I use all the track I have available, and I go down the inside into turn 5, and I make the overtake on the Alpine. By the end of the race, we got past the 2 McLarens, and we got up into P5, so I'll be super satisfied with coming from the back of the field up to a top 5 finish. Super happy with this one as we end off the Austrian Grand Prix.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Akkerman's done well to finish in the points there, but in stark contrast to his Aston Martin teammate Aiden Jackson, who didn't even finish at.
Yeah, Jackson's looked off the pace all weekend. His performance just isn't where it should be. You can see the odd error creeping in on track too.
Well, if you believe the rumours, the Aston Martin camp is not the happiest of places right now.
Yeah, and that can affect even the most experienced of drivers. I just hope Jackson gets his act together. He's a promising talent, and he's much better than this.
Casper,
What's going on?
we need to clear something up. Take a seat.
Clear what up?
Aiden thinks it's his fault that you're retiring.
I'm sorry, Casper. I do respect you. Quite a lot, in fact. And I don't want you to retire. I didn't mean the things that I said. And I want you to know that if you're retiring because of me, I'll...
Will you tell him? This anxiety, it's no good for his performance.
I'm not retiring because of you.
Everyone says...
I'm not retiring because of you. Can I go now?
No. You're going to give him 2 minutes of your time.
Well, Brian, what am I? His therapist?
2 minutes, Casper. That's all.
Everyone says...
Everyone's an idiot. Look, I'm not retiring because of you. I told Brian after Zandvoort. I'm sorry you found out the way you did.
It's tough.
Yeah, can be.
The press. Social media. I don't know. How do you deal with it all?
Listen. There's only a handful of us in the whole world who get to do what we do.
Yeah.
A handful. You deal with it by never forgetting how lucky you are to be here. Understand? Never forget.
Hey, Casper,
Yeah?
do you ever forget?
Sometimes. Sometimes we all do.
It's Sunday and that means it's race time here in Spa. As the cars are being prepared, let's join them trackside for the start of the Belgian Grand Prix.
So in that previous cutscene, it looks like everything is all good as we head into the second half of the season for Chapter 12 here at the Belgian Grand Prix. It's a pretty good start as we start off this race, and we're going to go down the inside on a few cars and make an overtake. Mazepin goes very deep, though, into turn 1, and we eventually get ahead into P11, so that's good there. But we're going to go side by side with Gasly. Up a Rouge we go. Who's going to get ahead? We're still side by side in one of the most difficult corners on the Formula 1 track, and we get ahead. In this particular chapter, we're going to see the first rain race in Breaking Point. And so we come into the pit lane on lap 3 with the rain pouring hard for the intermediate compound tires. And so we come out in P4 at the end of this one, and we're going to have a nice battle with Hamilton, who got held up in the pit lane, and Charles Leclerc. These two are going to be battling me for P4 as it stands in the Grand Prix, but by the end of it, we hold on to P5 with a few others staying out and barely get ahead of Hamilton to finish up in the top 5 once again. So in the previous races, we've been consistently scoring points for the team. As we come into the Russian Grand Prix, we're looking to continue that points scoring consistency. In this race, our objective will be finishing in the top 10 and setting fastest lap. The whole point of this chapter is to see how well you'll do in basically setting a decent lap. So we're going to try and overtake this AlphaTauri as we start the race with the 5 red lights out, and we're also going to try and set the fastest lap as well. So eventually we will do the fastest lap, and then all we have to do is try and finish in the top 10 on these brand new tires. We got past Russell and Tsunoda, and now we're going to make a move on Giovinazzi and Ocon as we still have the fastest lap at the moment. We make a move on both into turn 13, go a little bit wide, outbrake myself. We're going to go side by side with the Alpine, but just about get ahead of the Alpine. So we're now into the final lap of the race. I try and overtake Butler, but it didn't really work out. So we're going to finish inside the top 10 and with fastest lap.
Brian.
Cass, meant to say, nice work on that fastest lap. That's a welcome point, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, the team did well.
Well, you drove the thing, Cass. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Look, there are rumours you'll try and wriggle out of the team dinner tomorrow. Put my mind at rest, would you?
I'm coming to the team dinner, Brian.
Beautiful place we booked. Reason to celebrate. You're gonna love it. Is Zoe still coming?
Yeah, she wouldn't miss it.
Terrific. Wonderful. Are you excited, Cass? Tell me you're excited.
I'm certainly attending.
Small victories, I suppose. We'll see you there.
Thanks, Brian.
I'd like to congratulate you all on a superb performance so far. There's still a lot of work to do, but give yourselves a round of applause. You've been wonderful. Well, I'm sure you've all heard by now, but, well, this will be Casper's last season as an F1 driver. And if you get the chance, then please do your very best to change his mind. I'm only kidding, Casper. You will be missed. Anyway, I'll stop talking, for once. Have a wonderful evening, and let's push for fourth! Look, I know how this works. I've been around long enough. I'm just saying, you have a future here. I've seen a lot of drivers come and go in my time. But you're special, Aiden. You've got the makings of a true great. I mean it. Casper!
Hey.
Where's Zoe?
Oh, she's around somewhere. She loves these things.
Oh, and you don't? Mind if we join you?
I'll be my guest.
Come on, Aiden. Sit. Why didn't it work out between you two?
Brian, I'd rather not discuss.
I don't care what you'd rather, Aiden. Casper's leaving us, and I know that your agent's been talking to other teams. This could be the last chance the three of us get to chat like this. Who knows? We may not even see each other again after Abu Dhabi. So come on. What's the deal?
Listen, I just want to have a nice evening.
He's on more money than me.
What?
Ah. Hence the frosty reception.
Everybody started talking about my age. Just wanted to prove myself. Prove that I was better than the next flavor of the month. This was not about you, Aiden. I don't know.
What about you?
He didn't want me on the team.
Didn't I?
You wanted Ricardo instead.
And you thought I was past my best.
What? But that's not true. You're having an amazing season.
Could you verify that number for me?
That's right.
And that's the contracted amount, yes?
Yeah.
Do you mind if we show him? You two are a couple of chumps, do you know that? And you should know better.
I don't understand.
No, but he does. It would be funny if it wasn't so tragic. I wonder how many points all this has cost us. Well, I'll leave you to it. You can apologise to me later.
I don't understand.
I'm an idiot.
Why?
Paddock gossip.
So none of this is true?
There's always gossip in the paddock. And ever since he's arrived, there's been one man at the center of it all.
Who?
The man who told me pre-season last year that you signed a better deal. The man who said you thought that I was too old. And that would be the same man who told you I didn't want you signed.
Butler?
And I believed him. How could I be so stupid?
You're not stupid, Casper.
I didn't think he had this in him.
Why would he bother?
Look at all the mess he's caused. The crash last year, the fight in Canada. And how much easier has he had it because of all of that?
What can we do?
Beat him. Hey.
Hey.
How are you finding it out there today?
Tough. We're overheating the tires a little through the S's.
Yeah, happens. Do you mind if I join you for a moment?
Please.
They want us to push for fourth.
You think Alfa Romeo are catchable?
Maybe. Butler's having a good season. He claims he has been approached by Mercedes.
I heard. He is the more experienced driver. I think the seat goes to him.
You said it had always been your dream to drive for them. Is that true?
Yeah. It is.
Okay, I'm going to give you space out there. I'm sorry I didn't do that before.
I'm sorry too.
I want us to push for fourth. I want us to beat Butler. And I want that seat to go to you.
Thanks, Casper. I don't know how we make that happen, but thanks.
Well, we work together. Help each other out, that's all we can do.
Then let's do that.
Yeah. We've adjusted the camber. Seems to help manage the tire temperatures a bit better.
Yeah?
I'll get them to share my setup data with you. Just see how it feels out there.
Thank you, Casper.
Truce.
Truce.
We're seeing both Butler and Giovinazzi's lap times increasing.
I still had time to catch them.
Roger, we're on fresher tyres than they are. Push, push. Let's put the pressure on.
Yeah, copy.
So much has happened here. To summarize it all, basically, Casper and Aiden are working together, and this is where I think the story gets really good, because now the two are working together to beat Alfa Romeo and Butler in particular, because they kind of found out that Butler is the one that's kind of been stirring the pot here and causing all this chaos. So now their hopes is to try and beat Alfa Romeo, and that's exactly what the game is giving us now. Our objective is to beat Alfa Romeo, as we're overtaking Antonio Giovinazzi to get ahead of one of the Alphas. And then we overtake our teammate, so that's good as well. We're gonna have a nice battle there, but the good thing is that we're working together now. No more fights, just we're working together as a team for one last time before we part ways. So eventually we get on the back of Devon Butler, and we have the opportunity to make the move on the Alfa Romeo driver and get more points than Alfa. We're gonna go side by side with him through 130R and try and keep ahead, but he's just there still as we come through the chicane. We're just about gonna get ahead of him, and so we put ourselves up into P8 and the objective is complete. Perez wins the Grand Prix, and I go on to make another overtake, this time on Gasly, who is just up the road. So I'm going to finish in P7 by getting more points than Alfa Romeo and putting Aston Martin back in contention for fighting for 4th in the Constructors' Championship. So next up, we head to the United States Grand Prix for Chapter 15, the penultimate round of the Breaking Point series. So in this chapter, our objective is to finish ahead of Alfa Romeo. It's critical that we do this if we still have a chance of beating them.
Fellas! Sell-out crowd this, ain't? Casper, I haven't seen you since you announced your retirement.
No.
Well, fair play to you, mate. Takes a brave man to admit he can't compete anymore. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying, you're a brave man. I'm paying you a compliment.
Now you're saying I can't compete?
Nah, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant some have said that, well, you're past your prime, that's all.
That won't work anymore, Devon.
Sorry, what won't work?
We know what you've been saying about us.
Oh, I genuinely don't know what you're talking about.
You know, I used to think you were just a gossip, Devon. Now I know you're a liar.
Oh, come on! You guys used to be so much more fun. Used to get into fights, take each other out of races. We all enjoyed that. I mean, you know, it was very entertaining. Now you just mope around bickering over who said what. It's a bit petty, to be honest, guys. Seriously, you're supposed to be role models.
Yeah, I won't argue with you, Devon. I won't win.
Yeah, you do seem to struggle a bit with winning, to be fair.
Yeah. And maybe you are right. Maybe I am past it. But he's not. And he's the better driver.
What, the rookie? He's only just got here. You do know the Mercedes seat is mine. The contract's as good as signed.
There's just one problem with that, Devon.
Huh? Enlighten me.
I don't believe a word you say anymore.
Tell him, mate. Mate?
I don't know who this is going to.
Okay, Casper, you're doing great. Let's keep this up.
Is Butler ahead?
Butler, you're closing on him. No theatrics, please, Casper.
Yeah, understood.
So let's get this race underway. First off, there was a little cutscene showing Devon, Casper, and Aiden all talking about that second seat and showing that Aiden is the star for that seat, but he has to be able to beat Butler. We will find out how that works out, but right now, we are chasing down Butler. That is our objective, to beat Devon Butler on track and finish ahead of the Alfa Romeo driver. Right now, it's all about consistency, and just a few laps later, I was able to catch them up with a lot of consistent cornering throughout this track. So, we have a nice little battle, not just with Butler, but with Butler's teammate as well, as Giovinazzi and Butler continue to battle it out. I saw an opening, and I went for it, and so we're side by side with our rival coming through the S section in Sector 2, and eventually we split the Alfa Romeo drivers. We get ahead of Giovinazzi, and we're going to end off this race ahead of both Alfa Romeos. We finished 7th and 8th ahead of both of the Alfa Romeo drivers. More points as we head into the final round. So here we are, guys. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Chapter 16, the final race of the season. It all comes down to this. Can we beat Alfa Romeo to take 4th in the Constructors? One final ride with Aiden Jackson and Casper Akkerman. It's the final round of Breaking Point. Let's do it.
Plenty of overtakes from this man Akkerman today, and here's another one to chalk off. This guy shouldn't be retiring from Formula One. And what's happening here? It looks like Giovinazzi's retiring, and I'm not sure what the issue is, but there's a potential opportunity here for Aston Martin, as it seems that Devon Butler's been left alone to see off the competition.
And he's not having the best of days, Crofty. A few mistakes creeping in here and there, a few lockups. This race isn't over yet.
You're lapping quicker than Butler now, Casper. Outstanding work. We've got a chance here.
Roger.
Let's make that push. We're all behind you.
I'm on it.
Okay, it's full focus time. Our objective is to finish ahead of Butler before lap 9. We're on lap 4, so we have to catch the Alfa Romeo driver as fast as possible. The team need this 4th in the championship, so let's try and get it, as we're going to overtake Gasly and get ahead into P10. And now we come up to this trio of cars right here. Norris is the first car, so we have to overtake these guys as soon as possible. And like I said before, we don't have a lot of time to overtake these guys and try and just go for a move. So we just have to just send it into some of these corners and just hope for the best. So we get a better exit out of the final turn, get ahead of Norris, and then now I'm going to make a move on Ocon as well. Sainz is right there, so I'm going to try and go for a send. Like I said, guys, we just have to go for these moves as soon as possible. We send it down the inside on Sainz. He gives us a little bit of room as we come through the final 2 turns, and then we get ahead of Sainz. So we got past in the final 2 turns before that DRS zone, and we're ahead into P7. We're now in the back of Butler, and so we have 1 lap to make an overtake on the Alfa Romeo. He's going to try and stop us as much as possible, as he's really slow off that corner, but we just about get ahead.
So Aston Martin potentially on track to really upset Alfa Romeo here, with Akkerman leading Butler and Jackson not too far behind. Butler's closing in on Akkerman. He's trying to win that place back, but which way's he going to go? Down the inside he goes, and they've hit each other. That's really aggressive from Devon Butler. He sends both cars spinning out. Butler into the barrier, and that looks to be the end of the race for him.
Too late on the brakes. I'm sure the stewards will be looking at this one after the race.
But the Aston Martin car's still moving. The Dutchman looks to be continuing, Ant.
It's great to see him still in this fight, Crofty, but he has suffered significant damage. There are points still up for grabs today, though, don't forget.
Well, that is significant. But can Casper Akkerman's Aston Martin car finish?
You okay, Casper? The data this end suggests the car is compromised.
That's fine. I can finish.
Butler's out of the race.
Butler's out, we have a shot. Jackson's closing fast, Casper.
Okay.
You need to go for 3rd, Aiden.
Copy. 3rd. What about Casper?
But we let Aiden pass.
Let Aiden pass. Do the best you can, Casper. How's the car?
Good enough. Will you give a message to Aiden?
You need to pass Casper, Aiden.
Copy.
He says you'd better get on that podium.
And that will get the team fourth.
Maybe, if Casper's car holds out.
I guess I better get on that podium then.
Devon Butler is out of the race. He has just taken out Casper Akkerman. Thank goodness Casper was able to continue. So while Casper is going to make sure he gets his car to the end, we have switched over to Aiden Jackson, and we're back with the guy that we started with at the very start of Breaking Point. We have to get past a lot of these drivers and get third in this race to be able to get fourth in the Constructors' Championship. So all we have to do is overtake cars, and we can absolutely do that. So we've got past Leclerc, now we have to make a move on Perez. Go and try and make the move on the Red Bull, maybe into turn 8. No, we cannot quite yet. He blocks that side, so I'm going to have to make a move into turn 10. So we get a better exit out of turn 9, then go through the DRS zone. We have the DRS, the ERS, the opportunity to go around the outside of the Red Bull and get ahead into P4. Now just one place to make up, and we get P3, and we will get P4 in the Constructors' Championship. So we're going to make the move on Bottas, send it around the outside, and get ahead into P3. All we have to do is keep this position, and we will grab 4th place in the Constructors' Championship. And you know what, guys? I think we're going to do it. Akkerman is going to finish in P5, and me, playing as Aiden Jackson, we will finish in P3, grab a top 5 for both cars, and we will do it. As we come around the final turn to end off Breaking Point, we will grab 4th place in the championship.
Superb effort, mate. Well done. Just brilliant. Woohoo!
And they've done it! What a season this has been for Aston Martin. Even a race or two ago, you wouldn't have believed it, but they finished 4th in the Constructors. If the rumours are to be believed, they'll be reluctant now to let young Aiden Jackson go. What a talent he's proved to be, and an incredible end to an incredible career for Casper Akkerman, who somehow found his way back into the race after that nasty scrape with Butler. What a race here in Abu Dhabi.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Hey,
Casper! We did it.
we did it. Have you seen the crash yet?
No, what happened?
Now I'll let you see it for yourself.
And Butler's okay?
Bruised ego, perhaps. Anyway, I just came to congratulate you all and bid you a fond farewell. It's been a pleasure. And I'll see you later. We'll celebrate.
Stay for a bit.
No, no, no.
Oh, come on, what are they going to do? Discipline you? This isn't my victory, Casper. This is ours.
Some race.
Yeah, some race.
You know, you had us all worried for a moment out there.
Brian, when have I ever let you down?
You really want me to answer that?
Best not.
Hey, it's been a pleasure.
Now the pleasure has been mine, Brian.
Heck of a career you've had, Cass.
Casper!
And I think you'll want it.
Casper! Casper!
For heaven's sake, man, get out there. You've earned it.
So that's going to be the end of Breaking Point. Casper enjoys his retirement and Aiden moves to Mercedes to fight for world championships. That's going to be it, guys. I gotta say, I really enjoyed making this series. It's been a pleasure all the way. I hope you enjoyed every single episode that was created from Breaking Point. There's one quick detail I wanted to mention. The reason why I created one long video from chapter 10 to chapter 16 instead of separate videos is really because I just wanted to do that. And also, I have some other videos I'm working on, so it was just a lot more easier and a lot more fun to make this big video of the rest of Breaking Point. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Breaking Point series. Subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.